les sacrifices que tu fais, quand toutes les chances sont contre toi, when you can't push one more second, chase the glory. Visez haut. It's that moment again, the one you dream of every night. La seule chose qui te préoccupe, c'est la gloire, le cheminement de la réussite, of pushing yourself further than ever before. But the true glory...
U-Sports on CBC, presented by les championnats U-Sport à Radio-Canada, une présentation du gouvernement du Canada, the Government of Canada, Nike, Fox 40, Theraburn Medical Supplies, Les Bag Baron Rings, BioSteel, Wilson, APAR, and by Indochino.
And nobody talks to us. We're just going with the flow.
They're giving us rosters though, right?
Yeah.
But
Feel every hit, point, and celebration as if you're standing right on the sideline. Our passionate team unlocks a world of possibilities with digital broadcasting made simple, bringing heart-pounding action directly to millions of fans. Proudly Canadian, ISI Live, be there.
Hey U-Sports fans, check out shop.usports.ca for this week's promotional item from the Nike Team Collection. Visitez le shop.usport.ca pour en profiter de la promotion de la semaine de la collection Nike Team.
Early mornings, late nights, every rep, every sacrifice leading to this. Fueled by BioSteel, the best get the chance to make their mark. One weekend, one shot at glory.
Équipe. Starting with the University of Alberta Pandas. The guards, number 6, Annecy Palmer. Number 9, Morgan Harris. Number 15, Jaden Turner. And the forwards, number 3. Number 3, Reese Hall. And number 9. And number 12, Claire Bogdanovich. University of Alberta Pandas are coached by Scott Edwards. The assistants are Lauren Matson, Brooklyn Legault. Ladies and gentlemen, the University of Alberta Pandas. Now, introducing the starting 5 for the Laval Rouge. Maintenant, voici l'alignement partant pour le Rouge de Laval. Les arrières, the guards, number 3, numéro 3, Frédéric Baudry-Blais. Number 4, numéro 4, Léo Sophie Ferret. Number 12, numéro 12, Sabrine Khalifi. Et les alliés, les forwards, number 5, numéro 5, Jennifer Louis. Number 11, numéro 11, Rosemary Dumont. And the head coach, l'entraîneur-chef, Guillaume Giroux. And the assistants, les adjutants, Véronique Boivin, Claudia Aymon, Leslie Mahasso, and Christian Tapin. Ladies and gentlemen, the Laval Rouge.
All right, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to live coverage of the 2025 Indochino U Sports Final 8 Basketball National Championship right here on CBC Sports. Alan April here, joined by Kira Lyons. And Kira, we've got an exciting matchup today in the Consolation Final. Two veteran teams. They've been at this tournament for a few years in a row, the Laval Rouge and the Alberta Golden Bears. On paper, they're the 7 and 8 seeds, but as we said, a lot of talent, a lot of veterans on these teams, and we're excited to watch them do battle today.
Yeah, the last time that they saw each other, I'm not sure if maybe they had some preseason matchups, I doubt it, but was in the quarterfinal last year when U of A was hosting the Nationals, and Laval came out on top in that one. So I'm really excited. I got to call that game as well, so I'm really excited to see this rematch because, you know, this game can be a tough one to get up for, but when you've got something to play for and you've got a rematch like that on the line, it makes it a lot more fun. So it's an exciting one.
And the first team guard, Annecy Palmer, gets right to it. Took her just 11 seconds to get her first trip to the free throw line. Palmer has been fantastic this tournament. She's yet to miss a free throw and averaging 16 points per game in her first 2 games.
Yeah, she's such a prolific scorer, has so much in her bag.
Oh, Sabrina Khalifi with a physical take sends Palmer sprawling to the floor, but Signatovic with the rebound. Look at the big push, the break. Now kicked out to Jaden Tanner on the wing. Palmer looking to connect with Signatovic down low. It's poked away, and here come the Rouge Or. This is Khalifi. Leaves it for Baudry-Blais, and it is deflected out of bounds. Will be Alberta basketball. We talk about the point guard play in this matchup. A couple of veteran point guards, Leah Sophie Verrett for Laval, as well as Morgan Harris for Alberta.
Yeah, I think, oh, nice pass.
Good post-to-post action. Kick out, 3-ball. Knocks it down. That's Jaden Tanner, who's been a sharp shooter this tournament. Tanner coming into today averaging just under 14 points per game, scored 15 in yesterday's Consolation semifinal win over the St. Mary's Huskies.
Sorry to touch on that point guard matchup that you brought up. I think Morgan Harris's performance is very important to the Pandas today. Verrett, obviously, she's absolutely their general. She completely controls their offense. The ball is in her hands almost the entire time, split between her and Khalifi. And so that matchup between Harris and her is so important. Morgan needs to play really good, solid defense, make everything difficult, and then offensively, needs to help the Pandas find a little bit of a flow. They've had some difficulties just with the rhythm of their offense, and I think when she's at her best, they're playing at a high pace in transition, and that's kind of where they get their best flow.
That last play, the bank is open on a Saturday afternoon for Claire Signatovich, as we see the shooting there of Jaden Tanner. And here is Signatovich, that elbow jumper off glass and good. As we get a turnover off the inbound by the Rouge et Or, and it's a couple of early turnovers for Laval. Be interesting to see that develop today in their quarterfinal loss to Ottawa. Laval had 11 turnovers. They were outscored 22-14 in the fourth quarter in overtime.
Yeah, turnovers was definitely an issue for Laval. They had some shooting problems, but need to be able to take care of the ball. And I mean, like, turnovers are everybody's problem. You always have too many turnovers, right? So it's an issue for every single team.
One turnover is too many if you ask either of these coaches. Veteran coaches here today, Scott Edwards in his 19th season with the Alberta Pandas, Guillaume Giroux in his 10th season with the Laval Rouge et Or, both former U Sports Coach of the Years. And, I do want to talk a little bit when we get the chance about the mentality going into these Consolation final games. Obviously, it's an 8-team tournament. Every team is deserving here, and only three teams can win their final game. It's either gold, bronze, or fifth place, and you want to go out and end your season on a high note.
Yeah, like it can be, you're exhausted at this point too, right? Like it's a long tournament. It's hard on your body. You're not sleeping in your own bed or eating, meals that you've cooked and everything. It's an exhausting process. So getting up for this game is physically hard, emotionally hard, but it shows a lot of character, and it shows how competitive these athletes are when they show up to play these games, because they don't care what game it is. They're going to show up and play because that's what they do every day. You bring that compete level everywhere you go, and those are the types of teams that make it to this tournament.
As Julia Denis splits a pair from the line, and steal there, Laval coming the other way. This is Khalifi. Leaves it now for Jennifer Louis. Now Denis. Denis did not play in the opener against Ottawa. Had 4 points and 4 rebounds in 14 minutes in yesterday's Consolation semifinal win against Bishops, and you said you were impressed with her play down low.
Yeah, she came in and played important minutes. Just does her job well. Came down with some big rebounds and had a couple finishes that were difficult. Having to pick that ball up off a bounce pass and finish over top of somebody, and just gave Laval some second chances when they weren't shooting the ball that well. So yeah, she came in and had some pretty big minutes.
Good start offensively here for the Pandas as Palmer knocks down the triple. Looks like the Pandas in a zone defense, and they lost the cutter. Denis flash into the basket for the easy lefty layup.
Yeah, making me look smart.
Yeah, there you go.
Thank you
right
very
on
much.
cue. It's now Harris in the ball screen action. We'll swing it over. 3 ball there by Reese Hall, and Hall was fantastic yesterday.
She had such a good game.
Stuffed
she was so
stat
good
sheet.
yesterday.
Hall put up 13 points, 12 rebounds, 4 assists, and 4 blocks off the bench in that Consolation semifinal win against the St. Mary's Huskies.
And just her presence, like, she moves so well for how long she is, and her defensive presence when she, digs in is a frightening thing. Like, she moves well, reads it, gets in front and has that length to block you. So even if she doesn't get you, she's changing your shot anywhere. Her and Claire, such a tough duo to have in there, because they just change everything when you get close to the rim.
Yeah, this Alberta team's got a lot of length.
Always. They always have.
Here's an impact player right off the bench and gets to the bucket. Brynlee Holt, shout out to the Nova Scotian, getting it early too.
She's to me, she's one to really pay attention to, because I think how she plays offensively, and what she's capable of doing and being able to actually play, like, she impacts the energy of this Laval team so much. Like, she just brings up the compete level, and she's such a positive impact when she's doing such good things. and she's such a good defender, like long and athletic and quick.
So you see there the smooth take to the hoop by Holt. She scored 22 points, 19 in the first half in the quarterfinal, but was scoreless yesterday against Bishops. That a rematch of the RSQ final. Nice dump by Harris, finding number 15, Jaden Tanner underneath. Sorry, number 16. I was looking for a 15 on the roster. There isn't one. As Tanner continuing her strong start. Up to 3 points now. And the three from Holt rims out, but she gets her own rebound off the long miss. Finds Denis, and again, soft touch around the basket from Denis for two.
That wasn't Tanner. And now I'm trying to think of who. I don't know. I'm sure if that was Elise, but that wasn't Tanner that scored that one. I think it was Elise.
They don't have a 15 on the roster.
Yeah, at least too good.
At least too good. Typically number 10. I didn't get that roster change communicated, but good catch.
Well, I should. I'm around them enough.
As we take another look here, and you talked about her, Morgan Harris, not always a lead scorer for this team, but does so much in controlling the pace, distributing the basketball, leads the team in minutes, assists, and steals on the season.
Yeah, when she's playing well and she's playing with confidence, they just have so much more flow to them. Their offense gets stagnant at times, and when she's playing at a high tempo and when she's in control of a lot of that, I think they just have a bit more rhythm and flow to their offense, and so she's a super important piece for that.
And meanwhile, on the other side, I mean, we mentioned Brynlee Holt, but the guard play, definitely something to watch in this game. Also, we should mention both teams, as you mentioned, it's a long tournament, 3 games in 3 days, and both teams dealing with some injuries. Jenna Karach out for Alberta after rolling her ankle yesterday. Tough way to go to the tournament, and she's an important piece for them as well.
Yeah, and she was coming in and playing some big minutes off the bench for them. They had some pushes when they played Saskatchewan, and she was a part of those where they just come in and they, give some energy off the bench and just allow their starters to rest, but also gave that bench energy that they need, that little bit extra push when things weren't really going their way. So she is a big loss. She's a good energy piece. But when we watched her go down yesterday, I was just happy it wasn't her knee, if I'm going to be honest. So
yeah, it was a
you're an ankle and you're
one,
kind of like, oh, phew.
Popped up and was able to put some weight on it. I was speaking pregame with Coach Scott Edwards, and he said she really wanted to play today, but wasn't worth risking it. As we get set, coming out of the timeout here, 12-9. The Pandas lead the Rouge et Or, and we're going to have a offensive foul. I believe that is going against Elise Toogood on the screen. Take another look here. Actually, yep. Just caught it at the top of the screen there. So here is Sabrine Khalifi, second team U Sports All-Canadian this year. 4th-year guard out of Quebec City. Post touch for Denis. She's getting lots of action early in this one. Unable to finish there, and here come the Pandas. As Riley Semenyuk gets it over now to Hall. Semenyuk, shot clock down to 1. Hall gets it off and beats the buzzer. The bank is open for Reese Hall. Nothing but glass on that 3 ball. And pushes the lead up to 6. Khalifi running some offense. Denis on the high post catch. And Holt takes the handoff. Shot clock down to 6. Holt resets. Khalifi stepped out of bounds. See both teams going a little deeper into their bench than they have previously in this tournament, and that's another thing about this consolation bracket. It's an excellent opportunity to get some of your younger players this big game tournament experience that they can build on in their careers.
Absolutely. That experience is so important, and just, being familiar with it when they return, and both these teams, they're going to return, right? And that's part of the reason is that experience, so that when you get into those big games, you're able to perform better because you're you're used to it. You've been there, done that.
Too good, can't finish on the layup. Holt flying in with the right-handed finger roll. Bit too fast as we have a collision there. Alberta maintains possession. This is Semeniuk. She is Alberta basketball royalty. We'll talk about that next time out, as a lot of her family has played in the program at Calife, and we're seeing some bodies hit the floor here. Physicality always high in these winner go home games. I guess both teams are going home after this one. 3-ball, Semeniuk, nothing but nets. The fourth-year guard out of Kelowna, British Columbia, tickles the twine, and sharp shooting for the Pandas to start this one. Khalifi. Out of the horn set, Denis. Dribble handoff, Baudry Blais. Drives and is fouled, and she'll head to the line to shoot two.
Yeah, this next 2.5 minutes, Panda's got to be careful. Don't put them on the line too much. Allow them to, find a little bit of rhythm.
Get another look at that 3-ball by Riley Semeniuk, and mentioned, so her father Darren was a 2-time Canada West All-Star at Alberta. Her uncle Mark and brother Nash all played at the U of A. Her grandmother Heather coached at UBC Okanagan, and her cousins Jaden and Kiana played at UBC and TR Thompson Rivers.
Wow.
So Alberta basketball royalty. Definitely runs in her genes. As good hustle play there by Brynlee Holt, getting on the floor for the offensive rebound off the free throw miss. Holt, logo 3. Had the right angle, just maybe a foot too long.
I wanted that one for her, though. Had a good hard play, got a nice opportunity at 3. I wanted it for her.
Well, Brynlee Holt hit 5 threes in that first half. The first half of the tournament started with a bang, and it was the Brynlee Holt show in that quarterfinal against Ottawa.
She has the ability to affect the game very quickly at both ends of the floor. Like, she can get very hot from the 3. Her finishing is like quite well. She's a really good defender. She gets rebounds. Like, she has the ability, and she can lead the break, right? Like, she has the ability to really affect this game if she gets going.
That's that Citadel High hoop background. I played there as well. As Holt, step back triple, halfway down, rims out. Rebound corralled by Semeniuk. And here come the Pandas, leading 18-9. It's a face up for Tanner. Now Signatovic stretching her range to the free throw line extended, unable to get that one to drop.
I like that shot for her. That's a good one.
Holt, triple, no. Laval's shooting struggles continue in this first quarter rather. Semeniuk now. Also into the game is Ella Reese, second-year guard out of Bracebridge, Ontario, wearing number 8. Semeniuk, pull up, free throw line, no good.
Oh, nice play.
Rebound batted around in the backcourt. Shot clock dwindling. Tough pass there, handled by Louis, and Holt will slow things down and get it to the point guard to orchestrate some offense. Leo Sophie Verrett. Dancing on Semeniuk. Finds Louis. She'll drive, flip it up. No good. Shot clock violation. Pandas ball. So let's talk about the Laval Rouge. 14-2 in the RSEQ regular season, 26-4 overall. They lost the RSEQ championship game to Bishops, making their second straight nationals appearance. They won bronze last year in Alberta.
Yeah, and I was really impressed by them last year. The confidence that they had and the leadership that Verrett showed, like on the floor and also just in the way that she plays. It was so impressive. And it didn't shock me at all that they were back this year. I'm a little surprised that they weren't more in contention, but like super impressive. And I'm not sure what their graduating
as
players
Verrett
looks like.
Clock winding down and no good. Got 2 attempts from it. So after the first quarter of play, the Alberta Pandas lead the Laval Rouge 18-9. We're going to take a quick break here, but we'll be back. You're watching live coverage of the 5th place match at the 2025 Indochino U Sports Basketball Final 8 Championship on CBC Sports.
We are athletes.
Do you know what Husky athletes are made of?
Determination.
Hustle. Resilience. We're part of a team and a community.
We work hard for every goal.
And every grade.
Do you know what Husky athletes become?
Pharmacists.
Teachers.
Professionals.
Olympians.
When you invest in student athletes, you invest in the future. When you elevate her, you elevate the game. Watch women win.
Everyone watches Husky women's sports.
See her, be her.
Okay, welcome back to live coverage of the U Sports Basketball Championships. It's the 5th place game. Alberta Golden Bears lead the Laval Rouge 18-9, and
So close.
it is
You were
close.
so close. No, it's the Pandas.
Oh, I said Golden Bears. I knew I was going to do that once.
Like, what would you do without me?
My mistake. At least, you know, we were talking. This could have been Huskies.
Yeah.
Our two schools had a matchup in volleyball today, and
You can't screw that up, though. So.
no, yeah, that's true. You've got a 100% chance, even
Yeah.
if you don't know what you're talking about. Anyway, thank you for catching me on that one. I will try not to make that mistake today. Alan April here with Kira Lyons, and Kira, one thing we were just talking about, you know, you play for your 5th years. It's an old adage, you play for your seniors. Both these teams do have one graduating senior. You never know what's going to happen, but we know that it's their last game of their U Sports eligibility. Kim Letang of Laval, and of course Claire Signatovich, the 3-time Canada West Defensive Player of the Year of Alberta.
Yeah, we were talking about the compete level of all of the teams at the tournament, and you know, it's a rematch. She'll shoot that. She will. That's exactly what she wants. She comes in and shoots the ball.
Elodie Lajoie, get this, she's attempted 16 shots, now 17. All but one have been from beyond the arc.
Yeah, that doesn't shock me.
She was against Ottawa in the quarterfinals. She was 3 of 11 from the field, all from 3. So Lajoie starts. We'll talk about the 5th years in a minute here, as we've got a fun game going on here. Baseline drive by Verrett, caught underneath, but how crafty was that? No. 3 in the key. That's a tough one when you got the ball. What do you think about that call, Kira?
She was in there a long time.
Okay.
She
We
was
take
in-
another look here. Crafty move, though, the little reverse pivot. But
Yeah, I don't know.
she can't. When you have the ball, it's an interesting. We'll have to ask the officials, today's crew: Tommy Wu from Ontario, Steve Clow from Atlantic, and Audrey Cardinal from Quebec. Signatovich
Beautiful.
gets to that left hand, finishes high. That is textbook for the 5th year playing in her final U Sports game.
Yeah, we were talking about the compete level, and that's everybody wants to end their career on a win. You know, like you want it to be at a national final, but if you have the opportunity to have a good game and get a win in your last game, of course that's what you want. And a lot of 5th years ends up having really, really good games. And it feels like Claire's going to have a good game, just like she looks confident out there and smooth.
A rare 2-point attempt from Lajoie that time, just her 2nd of the tournament, but it rims out.
The broadcaster's curse, we bring it up and it happens.
It's only a curse if she misses, which she did. Here's Kia Easton. Ahidio Hanma, I'll give it one chance. We were told just to call her Kia. She's like LeBron. She just needs the first name, and they know who you're talking about. So you take another look here at that finish by Signatovic. She knew the whole way. She's getting to that left hand. You know, with her wingspan, good luck blocking that one.
One of the things that the Pandas are good at and need to do a bit more is that high-low with Claire and Reese. Like, Reese is so tall and a good passer, and you just do that high-low action with Claire underneath. Like, they find each other really well, and I feel like that works really, it plays to their strengths so well. And it just puts Claire in positions to be successful around the rim. Like, she's so long and so athletic that you want her around the rim, and being able to get her the ball in those spots is so good for their offense.
Rosemary Dumas in now for Laval. Was a big player for them in the regular season in the first 2 games, but did not play much in that first quarter coming off the bench today. The shot clock is going to go off here, and I don't think Laval knew it. Good team defense, as you mentioned, by Alberta.
Really nice by Reese Hall there on that, up on the wing. She aggressively came out on that screen and was able to recover. That was really nice.
Into Alberta now, in for Alberta, Bridget Olson, second-year guard out of Edmonton. Appeared in 18 games this year, and she hit a 3 in yesterday's win against the St. Mary's Huskies. This time it's Palmer getting to that left hand. Palmer started this game hot, but 5 points still. And a strong drive to the hoop there by Khalifi, and that's what she does. She is a relentless attacker, right or left. Yeah.
But loves the left.
Yeah. Well, she tried to finish that one with the right on the left-hand side.
Loves to attack on the left-hand side, though.
Second-team All-Canadian, 2-time RSCQ All-Star. Averaged 10 points, led the team with over 4 assists per game. She's 78% from the line and knocked that one down, the Quebec City native. And Khalifi makes them both, cuts it to a 6-point game, so nice response to start this second quarter by the Rouge et Or. Signatovic gets it to Hall. Now Palmer on the left wing.
Oh.
She'll step back, triple, halfway down, rims out. Battle for the rebound, and it's going to be Panda's ball with 14 on the shot clock.
Very nice play by Bridget. Good hustle, just knocked that off her foot.
Baseline inbound for U of A. Can't believe you caught me calling them the Golden Bears. I'm not over it. That was a tough one. As kick out, Signatovic. This time to the right hand, doesn't matter. Very impressive. She knows with her length, she can get that ball to places where the defender can't. And 2 tough finishes for her. She's up to 6 points in her final game. Here is Verrett on the right wing. Takes the screen from Denis. Verrett finds the cutting Louis. Too far under the backboard to finish, and Palmer with the defensive rebound. And here come the Pandas. Palmer spinning into the help, and it's going the other way.
That was good help side, though. She was sitting there waiting for her. Just ran into a wall.
As we take another look here, Palmer, crafty move, but yes, excellent help side defense from Denis.
Good defense.
All right, we'll take a quick break here. We'll be back. You're watching live coverage of the 2025 Indochino U Sports Basketball Final 8 on CDC Sports.
Feel every hit, goal, and celebration as if you're standing right on the sideline, immersing you in the game like never before, bringing heart-pounding action directly to millions of fans. We deliver unparalleled simplicity and tailor-made digital broadcasting solutions crafted to make you feel every moment in a way like never before. Our passionate team ensures your message reaches audiences reliably every time. Proudly Canadian, we bring a touch of innovation and our passion to the world stage. ISI Live, be there.
Oh, smoke, Missy. pas aussi mauvais que la cigarette, ça.
C'est juste une vapoteuse.
Fais-toi pas d'illusions.
Vapoter, c'est jouer avec sa santé. Brise l'illusion.
Hey, U Sports fans, check out shop.usports.ca for this week's promotional item from the Nike Team Collection. Visitez le shop.usport.ca pour en profiter de la promotion de la semaine de la collection Nike Team.
Welcome back. Alberta Pandas lead the Laval Rouge 22-14. Alan April here with Kira Lyons. And an interesting second quarter. Laval seems to have found some answers. We'll see if they can continue to cut into this Alberta lead that was as high as 11. Here is Verrett. Denis. Dribble handoff for Baudre Blais, and a great cut, but Khalifi unable to finish on the layup. Fantastic backdoor cut and find.
That was beautiful.
You can see there Coach Guillaume Giroux was the 2019 U Sports Coach of the Year, 5-time RSEQ Coach of the Year in his 10th season. As that ball deflected down low, but stolen right back by Baudre Blais. Finds Khalifi. She'll drop it off, and Denis couldn't hold on. That's a couple times now we've seen some good passes from Laval, but just not able to capitalize.
Yeah, it's one of those things that it can get a little bit frustrating, but you also understand that you're making the correct read. Like, you see that it's there, you just need to be able to execute it. And so that just a little bit more focus, making sure that you haven't made a decision until the ball's actually in your hands. So often we're thinking about that next play before the ball's even in your hands. Like, you gotta make sure that 2 hands on the ball first.
Tanner jumper rims out, another nice pass from Khalifi, and another missed layup from Louis. Now the Pandas counterattack is good. It is Bridget Olsen, the second-year guard, getting some major minutes today in the Nationals. 3-ball there by Baudre Blais, rims out. And loose ball tied up. It's going to remain Pandas ball with 4:34 remaining in the second quarter.
And Bridget got some experience at this tournament last year as well. You know, like as they're building their program and being able to get these young guards experience like that and minutes at the tournament in their first and second years, it's going to pay off so much in their fourth and fifth. Like we talked about that experience earlier, it's incredibly valuable.
Cool to see the Concordia men's team up there cheering on their provincial counterparts. The Laval Rouge. They're making a lot of noise, those Stingers up there. As layup attempt down low, no good for Tanner. Wonder if the Stingers distracted her a little bit on that one. As Brinley Holt hands it off for Verret. First team All-Canadian last year and a Final 8 All-Star. No look to the corner, Khalifi, or sorry, that was Baudre Blais, no good, but Brinley Holt on the offensive glass. Gets it to Kim Letang, the 5th-year senior, wearing number 24 for Laval. Denis, shot clock down to 4. Another no-look pass. Holt, 3, no. Offensive rebound, Letang puts it in.
Good follow.
And that is the senior in her final game, Kim Letang. 5th year out of Gatineau City and Cégep Sainte-Foy. Was a second-team All-Star back in 2022 in the RSEQ. Signatovic faces up, battling with Letang. Signatovic has the scoring touch today. Typically a defensive anchor for the Pandas, but creating her own shot in her final university game.
She has that ability. She definitely can be an offensive threat.
Olsen's 3 rims out. Going after the offensive rebound there is Tanner, and she is fouled.
Yeah, like she can do that. She can score in bunches. When they hit her in transition, and like she has the ability to be like a large offensive threat. Sometimes she becomes like when their offense gets stagnant, she becomes, I don't want to say the victim, but the ball ends up in her hands, and when their offense isn't flowing, that's when they're all struggling. But when she's going and when the ball is finding her easily and the game isn't being forced. Like, they play so well off each other and they play with such good tempo. So it's nice to see, you know, glimpses of that, you know, in this in this quarter as well.
Well, we'll keep talking Signatovic here during this break, because what a career she's had.
Oh my God.
Two-time U Sports Defensive Player of the Year, 3-time Canada West Defensive Player of the Year, 4-time Canada West All-Star. And I mean, you look at her stats, she's got to be in the all-time record books for Alberta rebounds, block shots, even steals, averaging a block and a half and a steal and a half for her career.
Well, and it's funny, she was the player to watch in their last game, the one that I broadcasted in, and I was writing down her accomplishments so I could read them out.
Yeah,
and I was
it's
like,
a long
I
one.
can't actually go through all of this and have to talk about it all day. Like, it's an incredible career, and being at this tournament, you know, I'm not sure how many years of her 5 that she was in this tournament.
Third straight, so at least 3.
Yeah, and so it's just such an impressive career. And like we talked about earlier, like with her and Reese and just Claire in particular with her like Defensive Player of the Year awards, it's when she's around, she changes everything. You know, like even if she's not getting a hand on your shot, you're thinking about her. You're not sure where she is because she's so long and she moves so well. She also stays low and in a good defensive position very often. So when she's reaching and when she's contesting shots, she's not putting herself out of position. So she can play really solid defense and be able to contest shots and not bite on moves. So she's like an incredible defender, obviously, if you look at her resume. But a large hole in this Pandas roster after she graduates for sure.
Absolutely, as Tanner knocks down a pair from the charity stripe, pushes it back up to a 12-point lead. That's the largest lead of the half for the Pandas. And here is Hall leading the break. Gets it over to Harris. Called for the travel.
That one's always such an interesting one to me because I feel like it's the most, and it's got to be difficult for refs. But
It
like,
happens a lot, and some refs
such an inconsistent
pay close
thing,
attention
you know?
to it, and some don't. You got to put that ball down first. But
Yeah.
it's a lot of the time, your momentum just is carrying you in one direction.
And it's like kind of what you're being allowed to
Yeah.
get away with at times, it feels.
Go to the horn set now. Letang over to Holt. She's been pretty quiet today, just 2 points. And Signatovic, talk about that defense, blowing up the pass, but the Holt hustle, hitting the deck to earn her team a possession. And officials Steve Holt and Tommy Wu will gather to discuss. And it's going to be a shot clock violation, much to the delight of the Alberta fan behind us. He was on top of that one. So Alberta looking to add on to this 12-point lead. This the Consolation final, a.k.a. 5th place game. We've got semifinals tonight.
We do. And it's crazy that they're both rematches.
Yes.
The familiarity of this tournament is wild this year.
Ottawa Carleton and UBC Saskatchewan in the semifinals tonight. As Hall too long on that attempt. Signatovic stepped out of bounds going after it. Laval will look to cut into this deficit. 2 minutes remaining in the first half. Here comes Khalifi. Drop cross, back cut for Holt. Lost the handle, but gets it back. Now Holt around the Dumont screen. Dumont bumps, and a battle of the bigs right there. Signatovic got ball, but body on the collision, and it will be Dumont shooting too.
I think that was Reese Hall that had that one.
You're right. Yes.
Yeah, but like she
Take another
we
look
go, you
here.
can see it.
Under the ball screen. Nice pass from
Like,
Holt, and
initiates so much contact there.
Yeah.
Just a little bit across her body. If it was that left hand, it would have been different, but because it was the right one, came across her arm.
Use your body, protect the ball, and Rosemary Dumont, who played in the NCAA with Butler in her 4th year out of Quebec City, having a big tournament, leading the team in scoring, rebounding, and blocks coming into today, but has been quiet today. Just 1 point, making the first of 2 free throws. Alberta, Palmer, so shifty, but that pass deflected. Signatovic bumped, Certainly inadvertent, but Baudre Blais will be called for the personal. As we take another look at this. Physical game, basketball.
And you get to this tournament, and it's so much more physical than it's been all year as well.
Harris Palmer knocks it down.
What a pretty view we had of that one.
Annecy Palmer curling around that flare screen, nothing but net. But look at that pass. Holt misses the layup on a great feed from Verrett. Verrett attacking, tied up. It's going to remain with Laval.
That lane opened up real nice there for Verrett, so good defensive play, be able to get a hand on that by Palmer.
Palmer up to 8 points. Take another look at that shot. Great form. What a scorer she is. Transfer from the University of Calgary, and she's made a big impact in her first season, named to the Canada West first team. Not sure. Okay. Oh, look at that. Beautiful inbound pass, but Holt can't get the layup to drop. Holt steals it back. Never given up on a play, Brindley Holt. It's been 3 or 4 times now where she's come up with a loose ball.
That's another one of those things, like you talk about how physical it gets at this tournament.
And another offensive rebound here for Laval. That's their 11th offensive rebound of this first half. Holt from deep. No. Goes after her own rebound. You gotta love the hustle of Brindley Holt. Following your shot, sacrifice the body. It's gonna be Alberta ball on the tie-up, but tremendous compete level from number 7 in white and red.
Yeah, as I was saying, like the compete level and those 50-50s, like when you play against the best teams in the country, those possessions matter so much. Being able to come up with a 50-50 ball, like you need to be hitting the floor, you need to be getting touches, you need to be, creating those extra possessions for yourself because the teams are so good.
Signatovic, little turnaround in the lane, no good, but Alberta with an offensive rebound, a foul before the shot. I thought they might have been getting 3 in the key there, but there was a shot attempt, so it is going to be a baseline inbounds here. Laval 1 foul away from the penalty. And Scott Edwards is going to talk it over with the timeout. We're going to stay here. We got some replays to look at. We just want to talk basketball. What are you thinking, Kira?
Well, I'm thinking the 3-point percentage for Laval is really, really hurting them right now.
Compared to Alberta, 56% for the Pandas, 8%. Anytime you got a percentage in the single digits, that leaves some room to be desired for the Rouge et Or. But offensive rebounding is keeping them in this game. 11 offensive boards.
Yeah, that's definitely helping them out in that respect. I mean, they've struggled this tournament with their field goal percentage and their threes, and I know it's something that they really look to do is they want to shoot in bunches, but they've really been struggling in here.
You think Scott Edwards is talking about the 12 turnovers in that huddle as well for the Pandas?
Oh, I'm sure they've been talking about it.
Guillaume Giroux, entraîneur-chef for Laval. 26 seconds remaining and 14 on the shot clock here, so not only are you diagramming the baseline play, but gives Laval a chance to get a single possession coming out of this. Sideline inbound, it will be Kia Easton Hideo-Hanma. Oh, lobs it up for Signatovic, and just a little bit out of reach, but clearly that's what Scott Edwards wanted, but instead he gets turnover number 13.
Baseline out of bounds and sideline out of bounds, when you draw them out of a timeout, you always have the highest of hopes that it's gonna work, and it's so exciting when they do work. But most of the time, you give them one option, and that's what they see.
There's the shooter, Lajoie, no good. Palmer gets the defensive rebound with 10 seconds remaining. Lost it in the backcourt. 6 left on the clock. Signatovic does get it over. Open, no good. Right before the buzzer for Jaden Tanner.
That was a good hustle play by, was that
Well, Alberta with a 14-point lead heading into the half, but this has been a more competitive game than that score. Laval has just really struggled shooting the basketball. 6 of 34 from the field, 1 of 13 from 3, even 4 of 8 from the line. It's just not falling.
Yeah, it's kind of been that way for them this tournament. I don't know what's going on with that, but at first, you know, when you get your first game in the tournament, most teams have a low field goal percentage.
It's funny, Laval's first half of the first game, they shot the lights out. I think they hit 9 threes in the first half of the quarterfinal. Since then they've struggled to find the range. So.
Well, and I thought too, I know like the depth perception behind the backboards in here is a little bit different, and that can affect it. But by the time the tournament goes on, you adjust, you get enough shoots in here, and you get to be able to see it. But yeah, it's definitely hasn't been something that they've been doing overly well. And I think as a team that relies on the three-point as much as they do, it hurts them quite a bit.
Okay, we're going to step aside here. The Alberta Pandas leave the Laval Rouge 31-17 in the 5th place game of the 2025 U Sports Indochino Final 8 Basketball Championships. We'll be back with the second half in 10 minutes.
Where exceptional student athletes are born, where records are broken, where great plays are made, where school colors ignite passion, where champions prevail, where tradition is celebrated, Ontario University Athletics.
This is a call to empower, to unite, and to celebrate the bold in all their glory. It's time to own the ice. Are you ready?
My name is Jeff Speedy. I'm the Director of Athletics here at the University of New Brunswick in Fredericton, New Brunswick. I'm in year 2 of being the Director of Athletics here after a 30-plus year U Sports coaching career. Shoot for the Cure started from a meeting room with all the women's basketball coaches from U Sports. Way back in 2007, the women's basketball coach from Bishop's University, Rod Gilpin, indicated that they were starting to have a fundraiser game for an alumni of his program who was battling breast cancer. So he brought up that they were having that Think Pink game, like was happening all through NCAA, a bunch of different initiatives down there that were similar. He shouted out, well, why don't we do something together like they do in the US instead of 4 or 5 of us doing something on our own? And that's really how the idea started. I was about to become the president of the Women's Basketball Coaches Association, I think, the year after that. So I kind of took the bull by the horns from Rob's idea, and a few of us kind of got on board and started the national initiative. And I think For the first couple of years, we had 8, 10, 12 schools getting involved. That was about it. But as time moved on and as everybody kind of got involved and got engaged, it peaked, 10, 12 years later with every single women's basketball program in youth sports being involved. So, it really grew into something special. And, we certainly didn't envision that from that meeting the very first day. When I was a women's basketball coach for all those years, I felt it was my responsibility to help the student athletes on the team that I coached become better students, better basketball players, and better people. Getting them involved in the community and showing them the importance of being involved in the community is one of the easiest ways to do that. At UNB, our teams are very involved in the community, not just the women's basketball team that I used to coach and our current coach, Aaron McElheen, is doing a great job with, but a lot of our teams are very engaged and involved in the community. It's been very rewarding for me to see that kind of growth and our student athletes realize the difference they can make in the community and the importance of giving back to the community. And if it makes them, a slightly better person because they're of a giving mindset and it's something that they take with them as an adult and do for the rest of their lives, then, that's another reason why Shoot for the Cure is important and can do more than just raising funds and raising awareness to help beat cancer.
We are athletes.
Do you know what Husky athletes are made of?
Determination.
Hustle. Resilience. We're part of a team and a community.
We work hard for every goal.
And every grade.
Do you know what Husky athletes become?
Pharmacists.
Teachers.
Professionals.
Olympians.
When you invest in student athletes, you invest in the future. When you elevate her, you elevate the game. Watch women win.
Everyone watches Husky women's sports.
See her, be her.
This is more than just a game. This is about who rules the court. The U Sports Basketball Championships, March 13th to 16th on CBC Gem.
Hey U Sports fans, check out shop.usports.ca for this week's promotional item from the Nike Team Collection. Visitez le shop.usport.ca pour en profiter de la promotion de la semaine de la collection Nike Team.
Le sport en direct sur icitout.tv. 100% énergie. 100% gratuit. Votre meilleur plan de match pour voir des performances exceptionnelles. Des athlètes de grand talent. Des sports de haut niveau. Tout ça sur l'appareil de votre choix. C'est simple et gratuit sur icitout.tv.
U Sports on CBC, presented by les championnats U-Sport à Radio-Canada, une présentation du gouvernement du Canada, the Government of Canada, Nike, Fox 40, Theraburn Medical Supplies, Les Bag Baron Rings, BioSteel, Wilson, APAR, and by Indochino.
Until then, old friend, you're so ubiquitous with me. Don't you wish your girlfriend was hot like me? Don't you wish your girlfriend was a freak like me? Like me? Don't you? Don't you, baby? Don't you? All right, sing. Don't you wish
YVR connects British Columbia to the world and is a proud supporter of the U Sports National Championships. Indochino is a proud title partner of the U Sports National Championships. They're the official suit provider for the UBC Thunderbirds, proving that when you look your best, you play your best. Victory Creative Group is the proud presenting sponsor of the 2025 U Sports Women's and Men's Final 8 Basketball Championships being hosted here at UBC. Remember, friends, you can catch every exciting moment of U Sports Championships on CBC Gem and CBCSports.ca. All of U Sports Championships action is exclusively on CBC Gem and CBCSports.ca. Theraburn Medical Supply is proud to be the official
welcome back to
sports
live
medicine
coverage
and
of
medical
the 2025 Indochino U Sports Final 8 Basketball Championship on CBC Sports. We've got an exciting consolation final 5th place matchup as the Alberta Pandas lead the Laval Rouge 31-17. Alan April here, joined by Kira Lyons. And Kira, we were talking, typically when you're winning the turnover battle, winning the offensive rebound battle, that's a good thing for your team. Only one thing can hold you back.
Field goal percentage.
Yeah.
Yeah, Laval really struggling. 1 of 13 from 3 and 6 for 34
Even
in
free
field
throws.
goal, and they're 4 of 8, so they're just having a really hard time putting the ball through the hoop. But positives for them is that they're getting really good looks. Like they've had some really nice cuts and opportunities at the rim. They just haven't been able to convert those into actual buckets. So I think they have to have a little bit of confidence going into the second half that they're going to shoot better. You have to think that you're going to shoot better than that, but keep doing what you're doing. They've got decent flow, and like I said, they're getting good looks. They're just not converting at all.
And we talked about both these teams have one fifth-year senior each. They've combined to score 10 points. Claire Signatovic, phenomenal, scoring 8 points, her usual defensive output. I guess we'll talk again, the mentality of these teams with these fifth-year seniors, knowing that it's going to be their final game and how important it is to end the season on a high note.
Well, and I think it's one thing I'll commend the Pandas on is their culture is always just impeccable, and you can see that in their alumni and just how they treat each other and how important they are to one another. And Claire is such a massive piece of this team that they're going to rally behind her. It doesn't matter if this is a consolation game. This is her last game, and it's going to be, probably more important to her teammates than it is to her. So that they're going to show up and they're going to play hard for her.
See the Wilson statistics on the page there. I want to give a quick shout out Howard Samora. He should have been calling this game, but unfortunately had some laryngitis. Howard, a BC basketball legend. Hoping all the best for him, and it was a tremendous opportunity to meet him this weekend. So sending thoughts your way, Howard. All right, as we get set to begin the second half, and you can see there Morgan Harris. We talked about her a little bit pregame, the point guard of the Pandas. Hasn't scored any points, but that doesn't necessarily mean she hasn't had an impact on this game.
No, and I think she played really well in that first half, like a little bit quiet, but confident with the ball in her hands, was pushing the tempo. I like the energy she was bringing defensively.
Oh, Alberta coming up in a 2-3 extended zone, half-court pressure, something new. As Baudre Blais, you can see Laval getting right to their zone offense. They know where they want to go with it, but Alberta doing a good job on the scramble. Kick to the corner. Louis finds Dumas to beat the shot clock. No.
Yeah, I get They're 1 of 13 from 3, so pack the paint.
And see if they can shoot out of it. As on the drive, Jaden Tanner. And that's going to be 3 in the key.
Yeah, just a little miscommunication. She was wanting Reese to dive a little bit sooner. Just didn't quite connect.
So yeah, Alberta coming out, full court pressure, dropping back into it. Well, actually, maybe not. Scott Edwards getting deep in his bag of tricks. Going different defense after stops and scores. As to the wing, Baudry Blais is going to drive middle, stops, feeds Dumont. Turnaround, no. Laval, 2 good shots for their big, but come up empty on back-to-back possessions. Harris now. Finds Tanner, she'll drive. Good hands-up defense by Dumont. And again, a good outlet pass, but unable to handle it was Baudry Blais, and Laval has had some unlucky plays on some of those nice passes.
I think it's day 3, you know, it's
physically and mentally exhausted.
Mentally, and it's really hard to be sharp. And they had, you know, an emotional one with the rematch yesterday, and it's tough to continue to be that sharp on day 3.
Look at Khalifi attack though. Always in attack mode. Now she'll kick it out for Verrett. Calling out a set. Baudry Blais gets the handoff. Alberta really pressuring on defense. Verrett, floater, gets it to go. Tough shot there by the 4th-year guard out of St. Augustine de Demer, Quebec.
That was a really tough shot.
Alberta now. Signatovic. Dribble handoff. Now Hall at the top of the key. Looking for that post-to-post pass. Defended well. Hall will bring the ball screen. Gets it back. Fakes her defender off the line. Signatovic catch and shoot. Just rims out. As Verret gets the rebound and pushes. Baudry Blais. Sorry, that's Verret. Kicks, corner, good swing. Khalifi. Nice. Had an open 3.
Nice offense. Yeah,
says, I'll take the free throw line jumper instead.
3's not her first look for sure.
So good start here to the second half for the Rouge et Or. Cutting it to a 10-point lead, but there's Signatovic off the pass from Harris.
That was Hall.
Oh, Hall.
Yep.
Hall off the pass from Harris.
Tough. They're both so long and the same color hair. It does make it difficult.
I got shoes and socks.
Yes,
is going to be the differentiator. I'm on the lookout for it now.
Pink shoes, Hall.
Yes. Harris spinning deep in her bag of tricks. Flips it up and in. Back-to-back possessions. Morgan Harris making an impact. 4th-year guard out of Edmonton. Led the team in minutes, assists, and steals despite averaging just 5 points per game, showing how you can make an impact without scoring the basketball. Khalifi. Back cut. Beautifully done. Fouled. And you can see this Laval team, they give each other a look and they know back cut. Like they're on the same page offensively.
Yeah, tons of reps together.
Look at that pass by Khalifi. And Baudry Blais takes a hard hit, but she'll get right up, step to line to shoot 2. Frédéric Baudry Blais, 4th-year guard out of Quebec City. One of, I believe, 7 Laval players who played at Cégep Saint-Foy. You have to assume a few of them were teammates, and maybe that's where all that chemistry comes from.
Sorry, I was distracted by that music that they were playing.
I think this must be their volleyball DJ, because he's playing music between points like he's a volleyball.
Yeah, well, and it was like a
that is the intro to Red Rum by 21 Savage, Kira.
It was very slow, and while she was shooting,
yeah, it's a little
funny.
Operatic. I don't know if that's the word, but
it was the correct word, I think, to describe what that was.
Didn't let the beat drop. We'll see if he brings it back. Anyway, as 2 free throws there. Harris around the ball screen from Hall. Harris driving, kicking. Palmer was the hot hand early with 8 points. Oh my goodness. Annecy Palmer deep in her bag like the fries at the bottom. Turnaround floater.
She's such a good scorer.
As Baudry Blais puts it up, the follow by Denis is off. And Laval continuing to have issues finishing their layups.
I mean, that one she had a hard time finishing because Kia had her palm all over it. It makes it difficult. But yeah, the ones like they're having a really tough time putting those easy ones in. You know, they're putting in all the work and making the right reads, and then not able to bury it.
Now you hear a little more of this song.
I don't like it. I thought it was a.
Yeah,
I don't like it nearly
you
as
thought
much.
they were playing Les Miserables for Laval.
Yes.
It's Palmer on the free throw line. Hits the first. Yeah, I think
But you're right,
it's
it
a
must be-
volleyball DJ.
it must be.
Yeah, they're playing right until the refs tell them to stop it. That's the old saying. Better to ask for forgiveness than permission. As Palmer makes both from the line, she is up to 12 points to lead all 11 points to lead all scorers. Now Khalifi.
Yep.
Flare screen for the shooter. Lajoie missed that one. And a foul in the backcourt as Kia. Easton Hidionanma gets fouled. Take another look here. Tripped up. Brindley Holt back into the game for Laval. You know, it's been an interesting tournament for Brindley. 22 points in that opener. Scoreless yesterday. Struggling from the field, but we talked about the impact she makes. Hustle plays, defensive plays.
Yeah, just that energy that she brings off the bench is so valuable. And you know that at any point that she's on the floor, like she could just start hitting because of that energy too. So even though she's struggled, she has to be a point of focus because she's one that would be able to bring this game within striking distance at a fairly high clip.
Remember a minute ago I corrected myself saying Palmer had 11? She actually has 12, and the score is wrong as official Tommy Wu jumped on, so that was the reason for that delay. He's on top of it. This was I. Gonna get a sideline inbound here for Alberta. 5:24 remaining in the third quarter. They lead by 16. Laval cut it to 10 to open this quarter, but the Pandas on a quick little 8-2 run. And there's a steal. Brindley Holt again, defensive plays. Nice pass over the top, and Louis gets a layup to go. Right in our neighborhood.
You add a little bit of that energy and start hitting some threes, it becomes a very different game. So Panda's got to be aware. They got to take care of the ball, make them work. Don't allow them to get that easy look in transition and allow them to get going.
Well done by Laval. Simple thing, but running the break, filling the lanes.
Yeah.
Textbook 3-on-2 right there. Holt, that aggressive defense, gets her a personal foul at half. That's her second personal. Bit of foul trouble here. Reese Hall with 3 and Baudrey Blais with 3 for Laval. So not too much trouble, but if they pick up the fourth in this quarter, you got a decision to make. As in here is Elise Toogood. Holt, another steal and another 3-on-2 break.
Oh.
Another pass to Louis, but another turnover for the Rouge.
The amount of frustration that must be building in Laval, I feel it. They're working hard, they're doing good things, they're making good reads, and they're unable to reward themselves.
This is Ella Reese into the game. Kia. Post touch for Signatovic. Good work. You see her using that off arm to keep the defender on her hip, but a little too strong on the finish, and Laval coming the other way. Khalifi, behind the back, hand off to the shooter, Lajoie. Comes up short. Signatovic pushing the break. Gotta love when your 6'2" post can do that, but didn't work out that time. Stolen away. This quarter's getting a little bit sloppy. Khalifi with the handles.
Wow.
Yeah.
He's dancing around in there.
Like Steve Nash probing through the defenders. On talk about BC basketball legend. Deflected, and it's going to go the other way. Khalifi can't believe it. See if we can take another look here. It almost looked like they both touched it at the same time. Steve Clow had a better view than we did, so we'll go with him.
Yeah, tough to see from here.
Let's take a look at the stats there. Kira, what catches your eye? I mean, it's more of the same. Those Laval shooting percentages still not good.
Yeah, like 1 of 15 from 3, 6 of 10 from the free throws, which that's at least improved, and 9 of 44 from the field, so 20.5%. And like I said, it's not like they're not getting good looks. It's not like they're overly contested or bad, tough shots, that they're off balance. Like, they are, a lot of them at the rim, just they're unable to finish. And that's also not to discredit the Pandas defense. Like, when you have that type of length, like I said, it does change what you're thinking about when you get close to the rim. So you've got, Claire in there, Defensive Player of the Year, blocking, and same with Reese. Like, it does make it more difficult. So I think it's probably a bit of both, where Laval's just, doesn't have their touch right now. Maybe the day 3 is just wearing on them a little bit more, and that focus of just being able to put that ball through the hoop just isn't quite there right now. But lots of game left, lots and lots of game left.
As we see some Pandas fans in attendance here. Alberta, talk about their season for a minute. They went 18-2 in Canada West, 26-5 against U Sports competition. Canada West bronze medal. 3rd straight national appearance. They won the bronze in 2023 and finished 6th last year. They played St. Mary's in 3 consecutive national championships.
Oh, wow.
It's pretty crazy. They lost, as Holt, how many steals does Brindley Holt have right now? But another missed layup. Khalifi, no.
Like, that's so tough.
That is so tough. I'm curious, Brindley Holt here, credited with 4 steals now.
Yeah.
But, I mean, she's gotten her hands on many, many balls here. Sorry for touching your laptop.
No, you're good.
Khalifi gets it over to Lajoie. Shot clock down to 3. Lajoie's got to put it up. No good. Long rebound into the Alberta bench and saved by Khalifi. I was wondering if she stayed in bounds. Crafty move. She banked it off the leg of Harris.
Well, and right now, look, those types of plays are going to be so important because they just need a possession where they get a good, easy bucket. You know, and you can't be putting them on the line either. So Panda's got to be careful with their fouls here. Like, you don't want Laval to be able to find their rhythm anywhere and be putting them on the line and giving them easy looks in transition. Like, need to limit those. But those possessions here, like her knocking it off her foot, like this could be the possession that gets them going, And
we got a little battle going on here with Khalifi and Harris. I don't know if they're speaking French or English, but there were some words being said. It was 3 plays in a row. Khalifi banked it off Harris for the save. Harris fouled Khalifi, and then Khalifi fouls Harris. So there's something happening there. Keep an eye on that point guard battle. As too good. Lots of contact. Gets it over to Kia. Number 2 hits for 3, and the lead is up to 17.
That's a big shot.
Holt looking to answer. Over to Lajoie. Dumont faces up.
Nice play.
Throws it away. Signatovic pushing it on the break again. Drops it off for Semenyuk. Kia back-to-back jacks. Kia Easton Hideo Hanma for 3. And the lead is up to 20. And another steal, Signatovic. And a foul in the backcourt. No. Travel called.
Wasn't sure if that was going to be a jump ball or Kia, another one of the Panda. Like we talk about being able to impact the game. She's so athletic and she can hit and get some steals at a really fast clip. Very similar to how Holt can impact the game for Laval. That's what Kia is able to do for the Pandas.
And one here for Denis. Just to finish your point on Kia, in their loss to Saskatchewan, she had 14 points in 17 minutes off the bench. Was scoreless in the game yesterday against St. Mary's.
She's so athletic and so smooth, and when she's hitting from the outside, like she gets a little bit of confidence and she can score from anywhere, and she gets a lot of her offense from her defense too. She's a great ball pressure. She reads the ball really well. She plays lanes, and she's quick and she's longer than you'd think as well, so she's able to shoot that gap and get steals. And anytime they put sort of pressure and she's up at the top, like she's a dangerous, formidable defender in a high-pressure situation.
Here she is again.
Oh,
3 in a row. A trio of triples for Kia Istina Hideo Hanma. She is on fire. And another steal. No, good hustle by Denis to win that back. Just rolling around on the floor like a rugby scrum. And you can see maybe a 5th place game, but these teams want to go out with a win. That hustle from Denis. And the officials will call it a travel, and I think that was the right call.
Yeah, I think so too.
She had a full roll on the floor there.
Yeah, there was never like the Pandas kind of had a hand on it sparingly, but not really, and she was rolling around.
Can't knock the hustle, though. We'll take another look. Look at her dive on that ball, strip it away. Yeah, that roll there, though, you can't do that. All right, well, Kia Easton Hideo Hanma. I'm having fun saying her last name now. But she has 9 points, all coming in the last minute.
Yeah, like I said, like she has that ability. Like she can just come in and just bring so much energy on both ends of the floor. And she's so much fun to watch too. She's had a little, like some injury problems and things that have kept her off the floor like in her career. But when she's playing well, she's playing so good, and she's so good for this Panda squad because she just gets this confidence about her that's something that they need, you know, and they need, especially losing Claire. Having these girls being able to step up and bring that confidence and bring that veteran experience, and she's going to be a big piece of that.
3rd-year guard out of Camrose, Alberta, and Camrose Composite High.
Yeah, she played for my brother. He's the coach there.
Shout out to your brother. That's why I like to drop the high school sometimes, because I know some coach summers like, that's right, and it just turns out that's your brother.
They won provincials in her grade 12 year, and I don't know that I've ever seen a more dominant performance in my life. Like, I think she had 60 points or something.
Whoa.
It was, and just she was just refusing to lose. Like, she wasn't going to lose that game. It was one of the wildest performances I've ever seen.
That's awesome. Swing to the wing. Palmer. Crossing. Loses it. I believe that was poked from behind by Verrette. Now Verrette. Kicks to Lajoie. Not her day. Not really anybody's day for Laval. Lajoie, 1 of 7 from the field, and the Signatovic
She's so
going out with a bang today.
In transition, man, she runs well. I've seen her make some incredible catches in transition.
Lead is up to 23, largest lead of the game. Verrette, not much going right now for Laval's offense. Louis. Denis. Face up 3. No. Rebounded by Hall. And here comes Palmer. Drops it. Signatovic. No good. Gotta wonder if Scott Edwards is saying, let's get Claire career high points or something here. She's getting a lot of offensive touches. And here she is with another defensive rebound, leading the floor. I mean, it can really change the dynamic of your team when you're big can push the ball up the court. Post-to-post passing. Signatovic finding Hall. Foul is before the shot. It'll be a baseline inbound.
Yeah, I love that high. I mean, I talked about it before, but I love that high-low look with those two. So hard to guard.
And Kia Easton Hideo Hanma coming off the court to a nice ovation from the Alberta faithful. Certainly deserved.
Fantastic shift.
43 seconds remaining. They get it in for Hall. Hall, lefty hook, no, but guess who's there? Claire is there for the putback. 12 points for her. What a game, Claire Signatovic. And another miss, Verrette. Thrown into the Alberta bench, last touch by Laval. That pass too low for Palmer. All right, Signatovic's career high is 24, so she's probably not getting there today, but I mean, going out with a bang on the offensive end. She averages just over 9 points per game for her career, so up to 12 here today. Very efficient. Lajoie over for Khalifi. She's been quiet scoring the ball today. And a shot clock. Oh no, that's the end of the quarter actually. So, Alberta takes a 52-27 lead after 3 quarters of play.
Yeah, they're shooting the ball incredibly well, and Laval is not. That is the biggest difference here. Pandas 8 of 13, so they're shooting 62% from beyond the arc, which is just incredible. 44% from the field and 100% from the free throw line. Turning the ball over a bit too much on both sides, but decently even throughout there. Offensively rebounding, Laval is out rebounding the Pandas like almost double. They have 16 offensive rebounds. Or sorry, not double, it is double. And yet still, only shooting 10 of 52 from the field right now. So it's tough slugging for Laval. I feel frustrated for them as I watch. They're making really good plays and defensively getting stops and steals, and then they have a wide open layup and they're not able to convert. And it would be a frustrating process to go through, but it's one of those ones that you have to continue to push. You have to continue to push and just hope that those start to drop for you. But maybe this just isn't their game either, But 10 minutes left. Game is far from over, especially the way that Laval can score. Like I said, they can all of a sudden start hitting a bunch from beyond the arc and makes this game a lot more interesting. So an interesting last 10 minutes.
Yeah, Alberta scored 21 points in that third quarter, 6 from Signatovic and 9 from Kia.
Yeah.
15 points right there from those two.
Yeah.
Big quarter for both. Basketball is a simple game sometimes. If one team's making shots and the other one's not, guess who's going to win?
Yeah.
But, we're staying here, so we'll talk Laval a little bit. This was a team that was ranked number 2 in the country for, up until January when they lost their first game. They won the bronze medal at Nationals last year. They only have one graduating player in Kim Letang, who we mentioned, the 5th-year forward. So this is a group that is experienced, kind of had a tale of two halves of this season, but that Coach Guillaume Giroux, they're going to be back next year and competing at a really high level. This is a talented group.
Yeah, definitely. I think they had so much success last year. Like, they came into that tournament playing incredibly well, and just on a super confident note. And this year, I'm assuming it, didn't play out the way that they were expecting, but to have another year of Final 8 experience with the girls that they have on the floor, and then also being able to get some of these girls that didn't play last year some valuable experience. They're going to be dangerous. They add a piece or two. But yeah, they're going to be dangerous for sure, because this is going to be a comfortable tournament for them. They've been here so many times now in this core group's careers that they're going to be very familiar, and being familiar is scary.
How good was that last shot?
And I believe it's also in Laval next year, is it
Yeah,
not?
I believe it is, yes.
So, there you go.
There you go.
Another bonus.
How good was that shot for Alberta? It was too good. Verrett hits the first free throw.
I bet no other broadcasters ever made that joke either.
That sounds like sarcasm. And second one comes up empty, but nice rebound by Austin Wale Diarra off the bench. 6'2" center out of Mali. Verrett puts it up, no good. Tough shooting over the 6'1" Hall on the perimeter. Too good.
A massive mismatch inside. They need to put the ball in. Oh!
Too good was looking for her. Now Hall will take it on the perimeter. And that three rims out.
Yeah, you've got to, how tall is Verrett? 5'4"? Got to find a way to put that ball into Hall there.
5'3" in the roster height. Yep.
Need to get her the ball.
Verrett around the screen from Diarra. Shot there by Louis, and the shooting struggles continue, but the offensive rebounding, it's been consistent for Laval all game. Khalifi, Diarra can't handle the pass. Hall finds too good. Palmer, nice pass. Hall comes up empty.
That was a beautiful pass.
Verrett pushing it down the right wing, gets it back. Pull up three. No good. Interesting foul there as Palmer. The contact was caused by her own teammate. Take a look at this. Palmer pushed Khalifi into Verrett's landing, and it's going to be 3 shots. That's the right call, just not something you see every day. Fouled by your own teammate.
A bit more of a veteran thing to do.
And it's not going to be a shooting foul, so that's an interesting call as well. I guess the foul wasn't on the shot technically.
Yeah.
Huh, there you go. As Verrett, hard hedge from Alberta, blowing up that action. They're not going to get a shot off. Such good team defense from Alberta. You want to teach your kids the hard hedge? That's a great example on game film right there.
Well, and they've been one of the best defensive teams for the last few years in the country for the last few years, and like that's why. And they play so well together. Their guards move really, really well off each other, and then they have such length on the interior. So it's a good recipe for good defense.
There's that post touch for Hall you were looking for. Puts it up and in off the nice feed. Block there by Hall. Laval, not much going offensively. Verrett puts up a 3, no, tapped around and handled by number 13, Anne-Marie Babin. Again, they double off the ball screen and force the turnover. Masterclass here from Alberta defensively, and this is without the Defensive Player of the Year on the floor. She's coming back in now. I wonder how Hall projects. Different kind of player, at least on the offensive end, but you know, is she the starting center of the future for Alberta?
I think that their offense will rely heavily on her, have a large focus on her in the next few years. If I were to guess, she's got a lot of really good skill sets and tools. So I think it'll be really exciting.
She was so impressive in yesterday's win against St. Mary's.
Yeah, she was.
As missed shot there, Signatovic, offensive board. That was Tanner's 3, comes up short. Khalifi escapes the backcourt pressure, finds Lajoie. Just not her day. Babin turns it over. I mean, we got to start looking at the all-time record for least points allowed in a game. We get a timeout, I'll take a look, because...
Well, you're going to jinx it.
Well, I don't know what it is yet. It's Schrodinger's cat. Can you jinx it if it doesn't exist? Reese, offensive foul. Might have come on the ball screen, off ball, yes. Is number 14, Janae Hubert, in for her first action.
She played at Red Deer College as well, so familiar with her. It's nice to see that she's getting into the game. That's exciting.
Shout out to the ACAC. As nice drive there by Khalifi. Getting Laval up to 30 on the scoreboard. There's Tanner. Yep, got that elbow up.
It's tough. Khalifi's so aggressive that if you're not able to answer back with some physicality, you know, you're going to turn it over. You're not going to have a very good time with her ball pressure. But just need to be aware of that elbow that came up just a little bit too high.
Brinley Holt, she's been quiet today and misses the lay-in.
Oh, man.
Just one of those days. I'm not sure what else we can say.
Yeah, like that's just crazy. Just got to feel helpless.
This might be a futile waste of my time. I'm trying to look back through all tournament results to find it the lowest scoring game, but we'll call it as we go. As Khalifi into traffic, batted around, will remain Laval ball. They're going to have to This fan behind us is on top of things. He must be a ref. He's right. He's right pretty much every time. They are going to have to reset the clock. So I'm seeing 28 in 1973 by Bishops.
Oh, so.
Is the least. So maybe I did jinx it, at least the tie. I'm not looking through every game ever, but I saw 28 and I stopped looking. We're not in record territory here. Signatovic gets it back. Top of the key. Finds Tanner. Signatovic, ball fake. Kick. Good movement. Somebody's got to shoot it, though. Turns it over. Khalifi. Ahead to Holt. Nice dish. Oh, and up and in.
Oh, I was really worried that was going to roll out. It was a
alley-oop.
tough angle.
In French, they call it the alley-oop for Baudrillard Blanc. Take another look here. This is a pretty play. Despite the struggles for Laval, I like, their transition game is nice.
It is.
There's a lot of no-look passes. They have swagger. They fill lanes really well. They have a bunch of quick guards. And they've gotten so many layup opportunities, but,
I like the style and brand of basketball that they're playing is really nice, but they just cannot put anything in. And it's like I feel for them because it's just one of those days, but like they've had really nice back cuts and made good reads off each other. You know that they play with each other a lot because it shows in their game and in their chemistry. And but yeah, they just cannot. Like the amount of right-handed, wide open, uncontested layups that they've missed is like record-breaking. It's crazy. And they just that's a helpless feeling.
Yeah.
You know.
I'll say this for Scott Edwards and Alberta. They got a little revenge in this tournament. They beat the SMU Huskies after losing in the consolation game last year. Here they're beating Laval after losing them in the quarterfinal. Yeah. Not only in 2024, they also lost to Laval in the quarterfinal in 2020 in Ottawa. So twice in the last 4 years. Signatovic would have been on that 2020 team. So nice for her and Coach Edwards to beat a foe that knocked them out of the tournament twice.
Yeah, and any time that you can get wins at a tournament like this, like that's huge for your confidence, right? Like they just know that when they get here next year, like we can win at this tournament. We can beat teams here. Like we belong in that top echelon of teams. And so I think it's so valuable to be able to win these last few games, even if it's on the consolation side. It's like they're only graduating one. Same with Laval, like being able to battle yesterday and come up with a win after an exhausting loss in their first game. But yeah, it's super valuable. These teams are young still, or youngish,
Well, and that's the other thing for this Alberta team. Like, you went 2-1. You beat the number 4 seed and the number 7 seed. You lost, and not a blowout. You lost a 9-point game to the number 1 seed, a conference rival. So, to finish the season with 2 straight wins. Only 2 teams can do that.
Yeah.
It's the one that wins gold and the one that wins 5th. So that's a nice finish to the year.
Well, and the game that they played against Saskatchewan, they made really good pushes and really good runs, and it is very exhausting to do that all game. So for them to come back yesterday and win that game after an exhausting defeat, that it shows a lot about their character. And the same is to be said about Laval, right? To come out after that first loss when you're defeated and exhausted, but still place the importance of these games and come out and play, and it does nothing but good things for your program in the end.
Dribble handoff here for Semeniuk. She'll drive,
underneath,
stops, finds too good, caught in the paint, tie up, favors Laval. Now this is my kind of music.
Yeah, the DJ's been good. Good mix of lots of different stuff.
You didn't expect to hear opera
happy.
here. Khalifi over to number 14, new into the game. It's Audrey Anne Blanchette, second-year guard out of St. Augustine-de-Mer, Quebec City, another Cégep Saint-Foy product. Layup there by Dumas, no good. 14. Oh, Kim Letang, the fourth-year senior. Oh, that wasn't 14. That was Letang. Gotcha. Okay.
two just got a little
Yeah,
smushed on her jersey, I think.
That's a skinny 2. I like big block numbers. That's Khalifi. High ball screen here. Set by Bebe. 3 on the way from Amy Wah. No good. Both teams, I think, pretty deep in their bench, although Signatovic still in as a 5th-year senior. Here is Wah. Over to Palmer.
A lot of their young players getting minutes, getting experience. It's great.
Sorry, Letang. Now Khalifi. Kicks. Good ball movement. That's Lejoie. It's as open as she'll get. Just a cap on that basket for Laval. I almost don't want you to say it, but what's their 3-point percentage right now? You don't have to say it.
Oh, it's 3.6%.
Actually.
3.4, sorry, it just dropped. Oh, man.
1 of 29. Oh, we just saw Khalifi bank it off the inbounder's back. Love to see that. Shot clock is low, though. Rack that one up, Choil, if you're listening to me. As Alberta gets it across half. Signatovic, top of the key, thought about it. Instead, she'll drive to the right. Kicks to the corner.
Fine.
Triple, no good. Rebound. Saved by Alberta, and Signatovic gets it to drop.
That was a
great
very
save
athletic
by
McKinley.
Number 5, McKinley Peninga, first-year wing out of Red Deer, Alberta. Lindsay Thurber Comprehensive High School.
Yeah, I watched her in high school as well, and very athletic. Like, her being able to jump out of bounds and throw that back in, like, doesn't surprise me at all. Like, that's multi-sport athlete, I believe, being able to do something like that.
Okay. Peninga played in 11 games this year as a first year. And, I mean, this is a deep and veteran Alberta team, so just to get court time as a first year means you must have some skills. As Khalifi knocks down the first and the second. She's worked hard today. Khalifi has not stopped attacking.
I think she's got one gear.
And she comes away with a steal.
Yeah.
And gets downhill again. Leaves it for Lejoie. No. Signatovic standing tall with the rebound. 2 minutes remaining in the season for these two teams. That's Peninga on the drive. No, sorry, that's Elleries, yes. We're into the second page of my stat sheet here, and yeah. Shout out to all of them. They're all skilled. I mean, this Alberta has gone to their bench and not missed a step, especially on the defensive end.
Yeah, that part's actually been quite impressive.
Yeah.
It helps when the other team has a real hard time scoring for the flow in your game to be continuous when you're getting lots of rebounds and stops. But yeah, they've had a lot of different lineups and a lot of different people coming in, getting minutes. And we talked about like the development of your program and being able to allow them to experience that. I think that's very valuable, and they've come in and matched that energy. And like we talked about, it's not just about this Consolation final. Like, they're coming in, they're playing for Claire, and I'm sure Laval feels the exact same way. You know, they unfortunately didn't go their way today, but you're playing for your teammate, and that changes things. And hopefully that's a mentality. That's what you want your team to feel like all the time, that they're always playing for each other. But when it's a teammate's last game, there's just that, little extra to it where you want to perform.
It's Khalifi. You can see her smile, like, it's just not her day, but the effort level has been sky high. We just talked about it, but she's still out there, still giving it her all pressure and on deep.
100%.
Yeah.
Like, she's a competitor. Like I said, she's got one gear, and it's just compete, I think. I think she toes that line of fouling quite often, so I think that's something that she's not unfamiliar with. When you put on that kind of pressure and you compete that hard most of the time, that means that you deal with some sort of fouls.
Nice entry.
Oh, nice
Hall can't hit on the land. Khalifi attacking. No look to the corner. Lajoie. Skip. Latang, the senior, kicks it out.
One thing I've noticed about this Laval team is they throw more
No
long
look.
bounce
Oh, yeah.
passes than most teams I've seen. Like, they bounce it out to the three-point line
Yeah.
often, but they find that window there, and they're
They do.
really good at it.
No, I mean, and no look passes as well. They clearly have an understanding as where their teammate's going to be, and
Yeah, they love that little rugby, like Khalifi loves that little no-look rugby toss.
and they get a bucket. They've been few and far between, but Babin gets that one to go.
Well, and like a good defensive, like for as well as the Pandas shot the ball, like they're only at 62 points, so it's not like the Val hasn't been defending. Like they've been out here making it tough on the Pandas, and the Pandas have shot incredibly well, but their takes are contested. They're doing a good job, like making sure they're not getting out rebounded, but they just can't score.
16 points now for Signatovic. Kia had an amazing minute, but I think Signatovic might be our player of the game in her final match. Yeah.
Yeah, if I was a
I think
gambling
so.
woman.
I mean, Kia had the best minute of the game.
Yeah. She
Hitting
did.
3 threes in about a minute, but yeah,
Yeah, she-
Signatovic, 16 points. I know she always stuffs the stat sheet.
14 rebounds,
Yeah.
my goodness.
Latang. There is a 2-second difference game in shot clock. They find Latang. Baseline jumper for the senior. Bang!
Hey, oh, I
Love
like
to see it. Latang finishes her career with a bucket.
Oh, that's nice. I'm glad that happened.
Yes, and the Alberta Pandas. And look, nice moment here. They all hug Signatovic. It feels good. It's not the game they wanted to play today with the semifinals tonight, but it was a heck of a win.
It's a win. It was a good team win.
Yeah, and again, they beat the number 7 team, number 4 team in the country in back-to-back days. And Signatovic finishes her career with a fantastic game. Showed it to Laval as well. They fought hard. Just wasn't their day offensively, but nice to see Latang hit that jumper to finish off her career with the Rouge et Or as well.
Yeah, like a good game. I feel for Laval, you know, I feel like I said it a bunch on this broadcast, but that's just a very helpless feeling. They play a beautiful brand of basketball. They work hard defensively. They make the right reads. They make good passes, but yeah, they just couldn't put the ball through the hoop, and sometimes that's just how it goes. So unfortunately for Laval, that's how it was today. And the Pandas shot the lights out. Like they played really well today.
44-50-90. Those are some great
Like,
shooting splits right there.
That's incredible. And like I said, like they only scored 64 points on those percentages. So it's not like Laval wasn't guarding. Like they were playing good defense, but Pandas just an incredible shooting performance here today, led by Claire with that massive double-double. But a great finish for Alberta. A great team win. It's fun to watch.
All right, we're about to hear the Nike Players of the Game. I will mention the women's semifinals tonight. Saskatchewan and UBC at 6 p.m.
Can West rematch.
And Ottawa versus Carleton at 8 p.m.
Another rematch.
Yeah, you can say OUA rematch. So, player of the game, number 6, Jennifer Denis. She played well. Sorry, that's Julia Denis.
Tough to fake that smile there.
And
See
from
that
the
as soon as the
University of
picture,
Alberta Pandas,
smile drop. It's
et
tough.
des Pandas d'Alberta, the middle players, number 13, Claire Signatovic.
Nice moment here for the 5th-year senior, Claire Signatovic. Just another accolade on top of her very, very impressive trophy
Yeah, no
case.
kidding.
Yeah.
Add it to the resume.
Find a ball somewhere, find a space for that ball somewhere
Yeah.
among the Defensive Player of the Year trophies. And Alberta fired up for their senior. They play for their seniors. Okay, we're going to wrap it up here. For myself, Alan April, for Kira Lyons, and the whole crew here at UBC and CBC Sports. Thank you for watching live coverage of the 2025 Indochino U Sports Basketball Championship on CBC Sports. We'll see you next time.
University of British Columbia Thunderbirds. And a friendly reminder, please pick up your trash and toss it in the garbage cans or the recycling bins. Thank you for helping to keep War Memorial Gym clean. Un rappel amical de bien ramasser vos déchets et les jeter dans les poubelles. Nous sommes reconnaissants de votre considération à garder le gymnasium de War Memorial propre. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. On your way home, please drive safely. Arrive alive. Someone's waiting for you. So long, everybody.